How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Tyson, and today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to play an MP4 inside of a widget, or really just get an MP4 loaded up inside of the Unreal 5 engine. First things first, we need to get support for the modern video format, and to do that we are going to go inside of our plugins and we are going to search up for Electra Player. There it is, Electra Player, and we are just going to check that and restart our project. Now that we have that enabled, we can go ahead and get ready to set up our project. First things first, let's open up our content and show and explore, and inside of here we are going to want to create a new folder and type in movies. Now you're going to want to create your new folder in here, or else your videos aren't going to load properly. Once you have created that folder, you want to navigate further into it and you want to drag your video file into that folder right there. Once you've done that, it's always safe to just give your browser another restart. Once you've restarted your browser, you should see that movies folder, so go ahead and navigate into it and we can go ahead and show that in the Explorer. And let me go drag that over here, and now once that's in there, we can go ahead and drag that into our content browser, which will create our video file. Now that we have our video file, we're going to go ahead and create a new folder and call this video player, and we can navigate further into this, right click, go into media and find the media player. Go ahead and check that and go ahead and click this box to create a media texture asset. Click OK, and we can just call this media player 1. You can call that whatever you want, and you should see that it creates two assets, the media player itself and the media player texture. Once you've created your media player and media texture, you're going to go ahead and open up your media player, and you should see this black box. You should also see the file media source we created earlier. Double click that and you'll see that your file media source begins to play. Now if you just see the black box here, that's because you're missing the required plugin that supports your DirectX 12 and Vulkan. Now that we have this created, you can exit out, and you should also see inside of your texture here that this updates to show that picture as well, and when you double click into it, you should see kind of a sample of your video here. Once you've confirmed that your media player and texture are working, you're going to go ahead and right click on the texture and create a material. We can just go ahead and leave it named that and click enter and open up our material. Now if you're going to put this on an object inside the game, you can just leave this as is, but because we are going to be putting this on UI, we're going to head over here and we are going to find user interface and reconnect the RGB to final color and click apply. Now that we have our material and it's set to UI, we can go ahead and back into our movies and just go ahead and create a new folder, and we'll just call this actors. And then within here, we can create two things. The first thing we're going to create is an empty blueprint class actor, and we're just going to call this media manager. The second thing we're going to create is a new folder, and we'll just call this UI, and we can go ahead and create a user interface widget blueprint user widget and just call this we'll just call this video underscore widget blueprint. Now that we have those two components, we can go ahead and open up our video widget blueprint. Just go ahead and find a canvas panel, attach that, and we can also go ahead and drag in an image which is going to play our video. Go ahead and put that in the corner, fill in that whole screen like that, and let's just set the anchor to fill, and then we can find image, and let's just look up for our texture, or sorry, material right here. Set that, compile, and save. Now that we have our video canvas, we can go ahead and go inside of the graph and create a variable, type media player. You can just search in media player if that's not there, and select a object reference, and then we can just call this media player. And then once we compile that, we can go ahead and fill in our media player right here. Now inside the event graph, we're only going to need the construct. Let's go ahead and grab our media player, which you can just hold control and you'll just get the git like that. From here, we're just going to type in open source, and by default, the media sources will play once they're opened, so this is also going to play our video for us. From here we can go ahead and select that video we have, and we can compile and save. One thing that I forgot to mention, we want to go inside of here and click on our image, and we want to find visibility and set it to hidden. For whatever reason, there's a minor bug where if you have it as visible and then it opens the source, it's going to flicker. But if we simply set it to invisible, delay it like this for just a fraction of a second, and then go ahead and get our video, we can set the visibility like this, and this should go ahead and get rid of that error, as well as making sure there's no flicker. The last thing we need to do inside of here is go ahead and just create another delay node, and what we're going to enter inside of here is the length of our video. So for my case, the length is 41 seconds, so I'll type that in, and then we can just drag out here and remove from parent, which will just go ahead and remove the player to go ahead and clear that out for us. Now that our widget is set up, we can begin working on our actor. So let's navigate to our media manager, open it up, and we can go ahead and go to viewport, and we want to add a media sound component. Oh, go back, find media sound, enter, compile, and save. And then we want to go ahead and find the media player and click on media player one like that, compile, save again, and we can start working on our event graph. Inside of our event graph, we're only going to want the begin play, but of course if you want to trigger this in some other method, you can go ahead and use a different node, but I just want to play it from the start, so we're going to use begin play. From here, we're going to want to drag off and create a widget, and we can go ahead and select class video BP like that. And then once we have that, we can go ahead and add to viewport like so. Once we've added it to the viewport, we're going to want to hold control to get our media sound, which we can go ahead and start like so, which will play the sound. Once this is done, we should be able to compile and save. And once we press play on our level, it should go ahead and play that for us. Oh, you know what? I'm silly. We need to go ahead and drag our media manager inside. Now when we press play,
as humanity's
there we
domain
go.
expands, the world grows smaller. Empires, old and new, race.
And there you have it, a simple but useful method for getting your videos inside of your Unreal 5 projects. I know this was a simple one, but for a little bit it stumped me up on the new engine just because there is that new plugin we have to be using. So hopefully this did answer some of your guys' confusions, like it did mine once I stumbled upon the forum post I did. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little video, this is my first little tutorial, so I would appreciate hearing your feedback in the comments below. And yeah, if you did like it, maybe consider leaving a like, and hopefully I'll make some more tutorials soon. I'm in no way expert at any of this, but as I come across cool little things in my development, I might post some more tutorials. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Tyson, and I'll catch you guys next time.